Hello class, this is Miss Lee again, your geometry teacher. I am going to go over R3, how to solve multi-step equations, okay? So you have a few one and two step equations here, so I'm not going to do those except for number 4 because that is a problem you need to pay attention to. Okay, so number 4 here, you have 0 equal to, there is a -1 here in front of that parentheses, so you must do your distribution carefully here, okay? So that's going to give you a 0 equal to -1x, and then -1 times -1 is +1. Next, again, you want to circle the variable term, and you want to undo that +1. So we are going to go ahead and subtract a 1. Subtract a 1, you have a -1 equal to -1x. Remember, -1x is the same thing as -1 times x, so you want to divide by -1 because you want your x to be positive, okay? So divide by -1, okay? So that's going to give you x equal to a +1 for the answer. All right, so just kind of watch out for number 4. Next, you have these kind of problems like number 5. Okay, so don't forget your long division bar. On the left side, you have 12. On the right side, you have 2 terms, and they are what we call like terms, a and a, 5a and -8a. So this is where knowing how to add and subtract your positive and negative numbers are very important, because now you can put this on the calculator, okay? So you've got a 12, that's a number, just write it down. You have your 5 plus -8, that's going to give you -3a, and then now you have -3 times a. You need to get the a by itself, so we're going to do the opposite of that, which is going to be dividing by a -3, and I just like to put a negative the division sign there so you know it's dividing, okay? So that's going to give you a -4 is equal to your a, and again, please check the back of the book so that you know if you have done the problem correctly, okay? Here we are going to go to number 8 here, okay? So your long division bar again. And then here on the left side, you have a -16. On the right hand side, you have 3 terms, okay? So look for like terms, okay? Like terms have the same variables with the same exponent. So these two are your like terms, add them together, okay? So you have a -16 equal to 4b plus 3b is 7b minus a 2, and then you want the 7b to be by itself, so undo that -2 by adding a +2 to both sides. Always do the same thing to both sides of your equation. That's going to be a 0, so you get your 7b by itself, and you have -16 plus a 2, that's going to be a -14. Dividing both sides by a 7 is going to give you a -2 for the answer, okay? -2 for the answer, and again, check the back of the book before you box your answer. All right, you will get into bigger problems like the following. Here you have this number here, okay? So again, 2-step problems like before. So you have a -68 here. You want to distribute that -2 on the right hand side. You have -10k and a -8, okay? And then you want to get your -10k by itself, so add 8 to both sides. Okay, and then here you're going to get a -10k on this side. This will cancel out. You have a -60, and the last step, dividing both sides by a -10 is going to give you a k equal to a +6. Again, double check your answer in the back to make sure that you have the correct answer. All right. Okay, let me go and do number 18, and I think that is going to be a good start for you with these problems here. Okay, it doesn't matter how complicated these problems get, equations are equations, okay? You distribute, you combine like terms on the same side, then you get the variable on one side, and then you know, if you need to reduce, okay? All right. So here I am good. I have a -7 minus a 3b here. This is a 1, then I distribute this term here. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 2b is 10b. Then on each side of the equation, I'm going to identify my like terms, and I'm going to add them. So it looks like I have a -1 here and a 20. There are numbers. I can add them together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, that's going to give you 19. plus 10b. Okay, variables on both sides. Okay, notice that here you've got a variable here, negative 3b here, and a positive 10b. What I usually like to do is I like to move the negative b's to the positive b's, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add a 3b together because I want my b's to be positive. I don't like to work with negative numbers, but either way you do it, you will get the correct answer, okay? So you can do plus 3b, or you can do minus 10b. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't make any mistakes, you will get the correct answer. But I like my b's to be positive, so I'm going to go and add 3b, and that is going to put all my b's on the right hand side. So once I do that, this is gone. I have a negative 7 equal to 19, and then here I have 13 b's now. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my b by itself. I have a 19, positive 19, so the opposite of positive 19 is minus 19, so I'm going to go ahead and take away 19 from both sides, and now I'm going to get 13b equal to negative 26, and the last step is to divide by 13. Okay, 13 times b, the opposite is dividing by 13, so I'm going to do that, and we are going to get an answer of b equal to negative 2. All of these answers are nice. I usually tell the students, if you have a fraction or a decimal as the answer, most likely you have made a mistake somewhere, and you just have to go back and either check your work or redo the problem and make sure that you don't make any mistakes, and you should be able to get a nice whole number. All right, that's all I have for you today for this worksheet. This is all for the week. All right, thank you.